So without further delay, I am very proud to introduce the first head coach in our franchise's history, the head coach for the 2009-10 season, Mr. Scott Hillman.
Thank you, Brent, and want to say thank you to all of you for being here. It's a little bit overwhelming for my family and I to come in. We're definitely really excited about being members of your community, of the City of Independence. My wife is from Texas. I'm from Ontario. We have 2 children. They were both delivered by storks. We do not take any responsibility for what he does or the other one does. You're laughing now, but my wife's out house shopping. If we end up in your neighborhood, you will not be laughing. These guys will be playing road hockey 24 hours a day. No animals, no cars are safe. We'll try and stay out of your neighborhoods. We do take bribes. No, we're so pleased to be here. It's an exciting time. It's exciting for this city. It's exciting for our family. I know these guys have put a ton of work into what they've done so far, and things are really just getting started. We all know, we've heard it, there's no I in team, but I've got 3 I's that I try to adhere to in my coaching style. The first is intensity. We're going to bring you a product that is intense from day one. These guys, I promise you, will be the hardest working team. They'll work hard in practice, they'll work hard in the games. It'll be a physical product, a very energetic product, a family-friendly entertainment value, however, that you can feel comfortable in. It could be grandparents, it could be the young ones, my sons that have been eaten up by this sport in the few years they've been around it. If we can introduce the kids to it, we've got a bright future. The second one is intelligence. I originally thought when I applied for the job that, as Brent said, they didn't find their guy. They had to go with me, and I think I got that figured out, and I thought it was maybe they thought I was intelligent, but I figured out that Brad wanted to make sure the president and the coach could see eye to eye on things. We can definitely do that. So, but no, our guys, I believe I had to play a little smarter than the rest of the guys because I obviously much smaller than your average hockey player, and so just for my own survival, let alone to try and accomplish something, I felt I had to play smart. So that's the types of players we're looking for, guys that think the game well, guys that can adapt to my system well, and really put on that good product. And the third I, which is probably most important to me, is integrity. Again, the ownership group has shown integrity throughout their careers. That's my promise to every player. This coach will not tell a lie to anybody. I won't lie to them and tell them we're bringing them to the mountains of independence. We're going to tell them just the great community we have here. We're going to tell them up front what sort of players we expect, so when they get here, they will be the product that we're expecting.
Scott, how did this come about? Were you contacted? Did you hear about an opening here? I know you resigned last Friday.
I did hear, of course, this is where I grew up in the Central Hockey League, 8 years as a player in this league, and my heart really is here. My family, I got to meet my wife because of the Central Hockey League, and the quality of the hockey that's going on, and the fact that this is a real avenue. Guys that have NHL hockey on their mind are now coming through the Central Hockey League. That wasn't the case 10 years ago. That's happening now. There's guys moving up to the American Hockey League and the NHL from the Central Hockey League. So that's something that's very attractive. I want to be where we can help these players develop. We want guys that are hungry to move up the ladder. We love for them to stay in the community a long time. I stayed in one city for 8 years. That's a little bit of a rarity, but we want guys that are committed. But if they get the opportunity to move up, that's what we want. So, of course, when I heard there were 2 expansion teams, I only considered one, and that's because of the quality ownership that stands beside me.
I will state this. I called his former part owner and manager in Odessa, and I said, tell me about Scott. And he just went on and on and on. He said, I'll tell you this, Brad. He said, I'd let Scott marry my daughter. And I'm sorry that you take it. I picked up the phone, and I didn't know this guy has a daughter, but that's how he summarized Scott. And Mark, I picked up the phone, I said, Mark, I think we've got our guy. This was prior to the interviews even starting, so Scott phoned us and followed it up with a formal resume, no different than any of us apply for a job.
And this process will go right through October. We will not stop until we're confident we've got the right guys, and of course camp will be heavily contended. We will have anywhere from 25 to 30 guys at camp, and there's only 19 spots available, so it's going to be on, as they say, right from the start. There's no doubt. It definitely will. This facility, there's a lot of beautiful facilities in the Central Hockey League, more every year, but I do not believe that anyone has gone to the extent that the City of Independence is going with this facility. I believe I've heard a big number, $68 million. I think more typical is 45, 48, so we're doing something special here by having the youth rink connected. And beyond the advantage for the youth players, that's an advantage for our team, for our guys to never be interrupted, to never leave their dressing room all year long. Even if there's something going on in the main part of the facility, we'll be able to practice right there. And there's teams that go for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks without practice rink. So they're either traveling or they're going without practice. So definitely advantage because of the commitment made by this city. We're not coming here to build a championship. We're coming here to try and win a championship right off the bat. Our expectation is to be at the top, not to make a 3-year process for this. There will be a little bit of growing pains, but we're going to compete from day one.